picks. But now we jump into the game.
Yup, let us see if our questions will be answered by both of the teams. This is DNS Hammersonic Rodeo, or Romeo rather. It is gonna go rodeo and this time around because it's gonna be mayhem. Absolutely. At the same time, it is Nightmare Esports from Lao making sure that they will get the first point at the same time. Very interesting picks here and too easy for Lexi. Instead of what we've been continuously mentioning right at the start of the draft, it won't be the Demon Slayer nor the Killing Spree. Instead, it is going to be a Mystery Shop emblem. So too easy for Lexi. Will be going for that mage type build that could deal possible and enormous damage from the get-go. But at the same time, slowly, we'll go for the Demon Slayer emblem. But hold on, it is going to be the pull for Chud, rocking it up from the rest of the members of Nightmare. Iron Hook won't be able to hit, but the problem here is it's so just avoiding that second skill and still safe from first blood brought by both teams.
Okay, so I mean, interesting aggression from both teams, right? But like you mentioned, too easy for Lexi. Takes the mystery shop, going to be able to build that pretty much the, we know Karina's built pretty much tankiness, right? So wants to get those items fast because wants to be able to initiate. Like you said, they're going to be playing around momentum. That's what they want to deal with, especially when you have someone like Lucerne on this 1-1. Going to be very hard to catch and has to get past that front line. And this is the way that they're going to play around, right? If they can actually shut down Cammy here on this Beatrix for DNS, then they're going to have a much better start here. They do have a very well-rounded team composition in terms of, they got tankiness, they have damage, they have quite a bit of mobility, especially with a Matilda on their side. But can they actually play around that enough? Now, the other advantage is they have Demon Slayer. This game, right, slowly is using Demon Slayer, so they should be able to secure these objectives early on pretty easily.
Yep. So far, heavy spin coming in here for the rest of the members of DNS, and they will be able to zone that out, no problem. Joviana and too easy for Lexi, though, is going to be taken out of the equation, and it is still the side of Nightmare Esports being backed into a corner by the side of DNS. The new guys have managed to really make a name for themselves in the first 2 minutes of the game, and one another is going to be the purple objective being taken by Slowly. So it's not only the major objective, which is the turtle, but also the purple objective. Given that too easy for Lexi is a snowball type of hero, needs every single buff and objective to be able to scale and deal the damage in the early stages of the game. They're really doing a great job of holding that hero off.
This is the thing, right? You give first blood to Chud, and we were wondering how that Lunox is going to play into part here. Now, if you get an early advantage, especially with that Impure Rage, Chud's going to hurt, right? Especially for the next big team fights. And I feel like right now, Nightmare Esports needs to be aware of that because the pace is being set by DNS. Especially, again, this is the power of Jungle Emblem. You can kind of be very confident in the way that you play around these early objectives. But Nightmare Esports can respond with finding the picks. Again, we haven't seen Jasmine really be able to use this Franco the way that it needs to be used, right? But later on, that's the thing about Franco, right? No matter how many hooks you miss in a game, man, if you just land the one that counts, it can turn the tide of an entire match. So that is the strength of Franco. DNS knows this, and that's why they're trying to find their own setups here. I mean, we can already see 3 members right around that turtle pit.
Yup, and one of the things about the Franco is it is a 50-50 type of hero, right? In the early stages of the game, one of the things that you could possibly take a look is the fact that it would, based on the momentum, once you land the hook, you get 51-49. But at the same time, this is going to be still a stalemate for both of the teams, with DNS leading quite a bit just because of that turtle take. But hold on, it is going to be the Cult Altar, though, used very early by the rest of the members of Nightmare as the turtle just recently spawned. So now there is no way for the rest of the members of Nightmare Esports to be able to contest that turtle. It is Lord May and Chud zoning everyone out, and that is going to be a kill to Jasmine back in the bot lane. So they are making sure that Nightmare is going to be their nightmare at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to actually go for another one as they grab another kill here. This time it goes over to Lord May. And as I was going to say, right, they are focusing down on these priority picks, these targets here. They're even pushing up in the mid lane there, forcing Soul out. So again, they're they're taking control, right? They're taking control of this area of the map. They got to be careful here, not to be a little too confident though. But at the same time, like I said, Lucerne grabbing those kills and the assists on this 1-1 is going to be pretty scary here. Lord May, gotta be careful here.
Yup, but so far, this is where Jasmine is already posing a little bit of problems. Iron hooks keep missing, and it's already getting into their head as there comes the Circling Eagle coming in, and Jasmine is in a little bit of a rock because Jasmine goes down while the rest of the members of DNS goes up. So Soul is being cut off to at least a quarter of his health, and the heavy spin is going to be there at the same time. A sandwich method coming in. It's not even Big Mac using that one, but it's slowly in the wall, and it is DNS making sure that they will never say die at this moment. It is still Jufiana trying to defend. The rest of the members of Nightmare is going to be using that cool altar, but the crossbow of Tang is already committed, and they want to go for the fight. Will they be able to do so? Falling Stormer landing in, but no, my friend. Extended team fight is the name of the game, and we will continuously fight if you wanted to. It is the rest of the members of DNS making sure that 2 heroes make it 3 are down for the side of Nightmare.
All right, this is trouble, right? This is literally bad news for Niightmare Esports because Lucerne sitting on 4 kills here. Going to be massive. Look at the items already, too. Lucerne sitting pretty. And at the same time, if you look at Nightmare, okay, the BOD just got picked up, right? I was going to say Cammy didn't have anything, doesn't have boots, was rushing that BOD. Finally is able to pick it up almost 7 minutes in the game and has 2 deaths, too. We can see the struggle of this Beatrix right now in the game for Niightmare Esports. DNS, on the other hand, it's not just Lucerne. Everybody is just feeling very confident. I mean, look at even Lord May, right, on the Matilda. And we're going to take a look here at this replay, all right? This was going to be the start of the bad news for Niightmare Esports. We can see the crossbow of Tang being popped, right? That was actually a good play by Niightmare Esports because it wasted some of the crossbow of Tang, but then things just fell apart here because again, at this point, they're 4K gold ahead, 5K gold ahead. They're just outclassing in itemization right now, and there's not much that Niightmare Esports could actually do about that.
Yup, and the problem here is that they're back at it again, trying to secure this specific purple objective. Fortunately, it was taken by Too Easy for Lexi from Nightmare, and they will go back and try to wait for the Lord position unless they will be able to do something about it again. It is Nightmare landing it in with the hooks, and the hook has finally landed for the side of Niightmare Esports, so that is a win that they will be getting. But so far, it's DNS just rolling with the punches, making the heavy spin, sticking the landing every single time, and it looks like Tobiana's not going to be able to go away unless there it is. Chud making sure that he will get the last lap in that team fight, and the Iron Hook won't be missing again. But there we go, man. Lord Bay and the rest of DNS is having so much fun right now.
Oh, man, I don't think they're done yet. Actually, okay, they're going to back off, but Chud, what a play there with that flicker. Just making it look clean right there, too. And again, this is what I said. It started off with him, right? He grabbed that first kill, first blood early on. He's continued that momentum. He's now 2-0-7. And we saw it, right? The guy is hurting. Now, the good thing is Jasmine was able to land a hook on Lucerne, or actually they were able to just get Lucerne and take him out of the picture. But at the same time, you could see that the confidence on all members of DNS are just there. So even if they find Lucerne, they've got to deal with everybody else.
Oh, but the problem is Soul, though, is finally out. You would want that for Ames to get the pull closer to your teammates. But if it's Akai, if it's slowly, man, you wouldn't really want that. So fortunately, they will be able to reset it, but it's not going to be enough as slowly takes another purple buff in Nightmare's territory. Just take a look at the graph that we have over here in terms of the gold. Already, it's a one-sided affair in terms of the itemization and the gold gap between Nightmare and DNS. They're just getting their way as at the moment. No, it is going to be Cammy once again being down and out. It was a bait play coming in from Lucerne, 6-1-4, locking in that win of nature. And at the same time, it is Nightmare Esports just having a hard time. So one of the things that they have to do here is to just basically try to get the itemizations coming in from Cammy, but knowing this, DNS would always have to go with the engages, and this is what the problem is for the side of Nightmare.
See, this is again the pace setting, right? Okay, there's gonna be the Iron Hook, it lands,
But he will be able to actually flicker away because the brave and the strong Big Mac is already here. But no, it is going to be bursted down into pieces by Nightmare. So that's still a way for them because the Wesker is finally coming into play for a Kami right over here in Nightmare. But one of the problems here that we have to take a look is the Lord is already marching into the top lane, and they need to be able to secure it and defend it as soon as they can because it's so soul. Jasmine into the middle. Will they be able to do something about this? Is Kami and escaping that heavy spin that has been dreadful for them? But no, it is going to be the 1-1 locked up once again. Flicker to be able to get away, but the fight's about to begin. He right here, right now, and Soul is still going to be able to go away at the same time. And if Falling Star Moon is hitting at the same time, but no one will get hit. It is still Joviana being brave enough to go in with the engages. No, it is actually the side of Niightmare Esports that is coming back from this fight. The mobility coming from Paramis is just absolutely marvelous right now. 2 heroes are down because Big Mac is ready to eat these one of the things right now. You know, honestly, I'm just absolutely surprised with everything that's been happening. But so far, so good for the rest of the members. Big Mac just thinking that these heroes are burgers right now. He can absolutely take down everybody.
Big Mac is hungry, bro. Man, okay. You know, that was a whole just, you know, what happened there, right? And if you go back and look, it was a lot of just DNS getting caught by those hooks. Finally, right? Jasmine finding the moments that he needed to, found the hooks. They were able to follow up. Unfortunately for Too Easy for Lexi, he grabbed a kill, then ended up dying. We saw Soul try to save him too. But again, even if you get a couple of those members of DNS, you still have to deal with those tanky boys. This is exactly what I was talking about. Let's take a look at the replay. You can see they find a hook. Too Easy for Lexi gets it into kind of a bad positioning, even though he grabbed the kill. And it kind of just started there, right? But they have the confidence, especially Juviana, right? Look at the zoning potential from Juviana alone, able to sustain with those shields and everything else, forcing members of DNS back here. Now, here comes Big Mac and Slowly, and they were trying to do their best. They actually zone out here, and now I think they're going to be working on the next Lord of the Game. But that's the thing. They have to be careful because if they're not, then DNS still has a way to kind of win those team fights and work around that. So right now, a little bit of hope for Niightmare Esports, but it's still looking pretty grim for them.
Honestly, this is where Juviana would absolutely come into play, most especially because of the sustainability that Esmeralda possesses in the later stages of the game. And again, taking a look at the specific graph, you're starting to see a slight curve going back to the side of Niightmare Esports after that specific team fight. But unfortunately for them, DNS immediately throw it back to them once more, which is why right now they will be going forward for the inhibitor siege, and they might just be successful in doing so unless the rest of the members of Nightmare are going to do something about it, and apparently not. One by one, it's falling, but oh, it's going to be Chud taken out. So that is a very good pick off from the rest of the members. Heavy spin just to be able to escape, but no, Too Easy for Lexi is still right there alive and kicking, and it is going to be slowly going down. He said, kill me slowly, but no, they are still keeping up the pace by the rest of the members of Niightmare Esports. It's 4v3. Will they be able to do something about it? The Lord is out, and the support from Lord Bay is absolutely marvelous, man. It's the moral support from the Matilda and the crossbow flanks right there at the same time. Lucerne is making them pay, making it rain, and the Wind of Nature is gonna be there, popped off at the same time, and Lord May still right there, popping off the immortality, but no, it is gonna be Kami though, but they are locking it in, they're not giving it up, but so is Joviana. My, oh my, they're still not giving up, and they're still not giving in. It's NM, even without every single turret that they have so far, they are alive and kicking in this match.
Niightmare Esports able to hold on a little bit longer here for now. What a defense there. And again, it started just as it started a little messy. They were able to grab, once again, a hook from Jasmine, right? Finding Chud, and they buy some time to this game, right? So this is the moment. We're almost at 15 minutes where they can start to say, look at the items, right? We're starting to get evenly matched in terms of items. It is going to take a little bit longer for them to get there. I would say about the 16-17 minute mark, but you can see that even Too Easy for Lexi is pretty confident in the items, pretty almost fully item locked, right? But what is going to be the difference here will also be Cammy. We can see Cammy has that BOD, has the Malefic Roar, has the Hunter Strike. Just needs a little bit more time because, again, a lot of that front-loaded damage is going to be on Cammy to follow up on the hooks that Jasmine is now hitting. That's the downside for DNS. When you're trying to siege into that base, you are most likely going to get hooked because you're so compact that you have to kind of throw someone out there. But this is the problem for Niightmare Esports. If they leave their base, which is fully exposed, can they actually go and even contest the Lord? Most likely not, because look, Lucerne is just playing bodyguard there. Lord's already taken. That's the power once again of that jungle emblem. And now Niightmare Esports is going to find themselves in the same situation where they have to defend a fully exposed base to this Lord marching in with all these members of DNS being online.
Honestly, hopefully, I'm talking about Lao here. The Lao community is absolutely hoping that Nightmare Esports is going to be able to defend this once and for all. Rose Gold Meteor has been secured here by Lucerne for the extra damage. Hook is not going to be able to hit, but however, that is the Imperial's Passion coming in for the rest of the members of Nightmare, and they're still able to defend, and they will be able to turn the fight around, and they are still managing the hooks one after the other. It's 2 heroes down for the side of DNS Hammersonic, and the hammer is absolutely missing as of the moment because they have managed to convert every single kill. That was the best case scenario for the side of Niightmare Esports, and now they have made sure to stay in the game. It's only Lord May and Shude, the deadly duo in the mid lane, alive for the side of DNS, and it's all the confidence in the world for Nightmare.
Take a look at this replay, right? Again, this is the power of a Faramis here. You saw the Cult Altar come down, able to provide a lot of that just lasting team fight power, and they turn it around. Juviana doing the same thing he's been doing, forcing everybody back, playing that Esmeralda so well, and this is just the response coming out from Niightmare Esports that they were looking to see, right? Because Cammy struggled very hard early on, but at this point has already made up for that early game kind of struggle, and you can already see the damage, right? The damage is there. Cammy just needs to be protected, right? If DNS doesn't want to lose this game into a comeback over for Niightmare Esports, they have to figure out how to get to Cammy, but they're just not letting that happen right now. And I feel like if they can continue, if Niightmare Esports can continue to get space around the map, they will actually be able to go toe-to-toe with them in a team, the next Lord fight, especially having a Faramis on their side, which will give them that advantage they need. I mean, look at the gold gap, right? They've closed it pretty well, you gotta say, because there was a huge gold advantage for DNS before, and now they're not too far away. So they got to be careful. They can't get picked off. And if Niightmare Esports wants to turn this game around into a win, they gotta stay alive for this next Lord fight. We also just saw the Wind of Nature being picked up by Cammy. That's exactly what he needs, because the focus is really going to be on finding Cammy, taking him out of the picture.
Honestly, I have to say Joviana has been one of the biggest factors to how Niightmare Esports have managed to stay in the game, most especially with that Dominance Ice Oracle and the Ice Queen Wand as his items as of the moment. This Esmeralda has managed to secure every single kill, and those kills, even when they are just 2, have been absolutely fatal for them. Too easy for Lexi, has been caught lacking, and the rest of the members of Niightmare Esports is right there, but the Lord has been taken out of consideration. And right now it's Big Mac versus everybody in the bot lane, and Lord May is going to be able to run away, but here comes Cold Altar once again. Big Mac still fighting, and so is Chud at the same time using the Chaos Pulse, but no, he will get hooked, and he will get taken down by the rest of the members of Niightmare Esports, and DNS, they are still running about because they know they have the minion wave, and slowly is going to be able to pace this thing to a fast pace at the same time, but the hook is going to land at the same time, man. What is happening to Jasmine as of this moment? He is not really playing around. It's still 4v3. Will the rest of the members be able to deal something in terms of the defense? And they are still doing it. It's still the Bloody Hun, making sure that the Esmeralda will go down though. But here comes the crossbow of Tang. Will they be able to finish this once and for all? And they might just do it. Jasmine, the only one left to defend, and it looks like DNS Hammersonic Romeo, my oh my, making a statement over Niightmare Esports.
They took him to the rodeo, man. And
pops the falling star move.
Thank
That
you,
is the
Edward.
curse burst na meron si Zia. Meanwhile, minat-ngert ni Edward. Sino pa ba? Si Mo Pazin. Both of